Hello, Hofstra fans, and welcome to this week's edition of the Mason Coaches Report. My name is Rachel Vogel, and today I am joined by the head women's soccer coach of the Hofstra Pride, Simon Riddiough. Coach, how are you doing today?
Being better, Rachel, believe it or not.
I believe it. Well, Coach, a little bit of a tough weekend for your team. Your first CAA setback of the season to Northeastern this past Thursday, and then coming away with the 0-0 draw against William and Mary on Sunday. But nonetheless, rebound, recover, and you're going to be moving on from these two games and looking forward to two CAA contests coming up this week. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But Coach, your team just fired the offensive power all weekend long, racked up over 40 total shots. Unfortunately, just could not find the back of the net. It almost seemed like there was an invisible shield just blocking that net at some times. So just talk a little bit about this week and what caused maybe those two little slip-ups against those two teams.
Yeah, I don't know the real answer. Teams of our caliber usually find a way to win those games, and for whatever reason, on Thursday and Sunday, we just didn't have that little bit extra to make a difference. I thought Thursday, Northeastern came with energy level and a physicality which made it difficult, and a system that we had to adjust to. And fair play to Ashley and their team. Their goal was quite fortuitous, but the two players worked hard and earned that fortune. So it was a bad goal from our perspective, and to hit the crossbar 3 times, a post twice, a couple of goals cleared off the line. It was disappointing that we didn't come away with at least a draw and on the run of play, probably a win. But sometimes that's soccer, and you've got to tip your hat to the other team who, through their own individual effort and desire, probably felt they deserved to get the result. Moving on to Sunday, played William and Mary. They were fresh. They hadn't played on the Thursday we had. I think the Thursday game took a lot out of us physically. And usually when that happens, you're not as clean and as crisp in front of goal. And I think you saw that on Sunday. Did we dominate? Yeah. The first 20, 25 minutes, I thought we were electric. But we had 2 or 3 chances in that first 20 minutes where normally we score 2 of them. We didn't. And then the longer the game goes, the more frustrated we become. And the more difficult it becomes to have that quality in the final third. So overall, disappointed with the results, not necessarily the performance. On a different note, I was disappointed with our aptitude on Sunday. I thought we kind of started pointing fingers a little bit, which is very unlike us. And, we have to accept accountability individually, and it starts from me and my staff, and it trickles down to the players. And I thought a lot of times on Sunday, we kind of blamed everybody else rather than ourselves. So we're licking us wounds. We'll get back to practice today, and we'll start prepping for this next 2 games.
So your team had a day off yesterday. Always good to kind of clear your mind. But what will your message to the team be heading into the practice today, especially heading into 2 road matches this week?
Well, it's belief. 2 bad results doesn't make us a bad team. We're still a very, very good team, and we've got very, very good individuals. It's going to get harder. As the CAA winds down, everybody's scrapping and fighting for a playoff position, which makes the games even more important to every team competing. And we just have to treat it like every game's a championship game now. Fortunately, we've been in that position quite a lot over the last 4 or 5 years, so I expect us to treat games professionally and in a manner that we will be ready and prepared from a coaching perspective and as well as a player's perspective.
What would you say the team's drive is? Obviously they were knocked a little bit. They always say it's about how you come up stronger. So speak of your team's confidence to overcome this and move on and really fight this weekend.
Yeah, the drive is always the same. Regular season champions, that's out of our control now. But if we win the next 3, we very may well lift that trophy. And then, during those 3 games, it's preparation for the playoffs. But we have to get to the playoffs. and that's the drive again now. And that's always our first goal at the beginning of the year, is get to playoffs. And now that goal isn't a guarantee. We have to win probably at least one more game to guarantee it. So that's the number one goal right now. Let's beat Drexel Thursday and get into the playoffs, and then look at the landscape of the playoffs and go from there.
So you mentioned Drexel, your first opponent of two this weekend on the road. You went to Drexel last year. Almost let that one slip away. They had a PK at some point early on during the match, and then Anya Suttner with the equalizer in the 89th minute came away with the 1-1 draw against that one. And obviously Sunday you head down to Elon, the very highly anticipated match. I know your team is looking for some serious redemption, but 2 matches on the road. So just give us a little quick insight about what you may be seeing from these 2 teams this weekend.
Yeah, Drexel, we've played more than any other team in the conference. We know what to expect. The place is a tough place to play. Ray Gunn's done a tremendous job of making them a difficult team to beat. They're going to be hard-working, their blue-collar mentality. They've got some special players, and they're well coached. So it's going to be a battle, and it's going to be a tough one. And then heading into Elon, I don't think we'll need motivation for Elon. However, Neil, their coach, and their team did a job on us last spring, and it hurts. So both teams are fully aware of what it takes to beat Hofstra. Whether they can is up to them and up to us. If we play and perform like we have done previously in the last month, I have no doubt we can win both games. But if we play like we did this weekend, not as sharp or complaining to each other, then it could be a long weekend. And then, then we'll see how the rest of the season lays out.
No doubt that this team is still absolutely something special and can come away with these 2 victories this weekend. Well, once again, fans, 2 road matches coming up this week for Hofstra. Thursday, 5 p.m. at Drexel. And then the Pride will hop on a plane down to Elon. North Carolina will be the hopefully first of 2 flights to Elon, hopefully this season, as the playoffs will also be held down in North Carolina. But Coach, best of luck this weekend. All the faith as you look to rebound against these 2 teams. And thank you very much for taking the time to speak with me today.
Yeah, thanks, Rich, as always.
And that was head women's soccer coach Simon Riddiough and the W. Mason Coaches Report on GoHofstra.com.